Hello everybody, my name is Adam Sklar and this is my first tutorial. It's a relatively simple tutorial in which we try to recreate the Evil Dead titles from the reboot. It's not exactly the same button, but it's a simple idea that gives you a very straightforward and simple and pretty similar effect that the Evil Dead titles have. And as we can see here, there's a degeneration on the edges of the text as we see in the actual titles for the film at the beginning and the end. It's not spot on, but it's pretty much the same in a sense. And there's quite a few creative things that you can do to expand on the tutorial for this quick tip. Well, I say it's a quick tip, but officially it is still a short tutorial. So let's get started. We'll go into After Effects. As you can see, there's something different here. I've got an underlay of text in which basically gives it a more old style feel, I think. But anyway, let's just go into a new composition. Full HD, 23.906, 10 seconds. Obviously you can do whatever settings you like, I don't mind. First thing we're going to do, create a plain background, and then the next thing we're going to do is type in the text for Evil Dead. And obviously you can make that text whatever you want it to be. And we'll keep it there. Then we'll make another black solid on top, and we'll make a mask. If you want to reduce the opacity so you can see where the text is, and just try and make a mask on the outside of the text. And of course, you can fine tune it if need must. Oops. Just to try and get it on the edges. Make sure it's not too... You don't want it to be too loose, but you don't want it to be too close or too tight, but just, around the text. So I say that's perfectly fine. And we can push it back up again, and we can change it to subtract. And to check the expansion, bring it down negative, and just make sure, it's just right on the edge of the text. But I'll keep it at 0 for now, I think that's fine. You don't have to adjust that. It depends on how you've done your mask. The next thing we'll do is we will go to roughen edges, which will be in stylize, roughen edges. And generally you can see what this is, you can see what this is doing here. It will sort of degrade the text in a sense. But what we'll do is change it to spiky. And you can see what that's doing. It's a very similar style. But it's too soft. So let's put the sharpness up to about 5. And that's much better. Much crispier. Crisper? But you can see it's sharper. You can always adjust the scale if you want to bring it down or up. I would say this is closer. 47, 45, 50, that sort of range. It really depends on the size of the text you're using and the size of your composition, so the results may vary for your project. The complexity, if you bring it down to 1, you can see it's a very different look. If you bring it up to 5, you'll see it much noisier. But I would keep it at relatively 2 or 3. It depends what style you want to go for. But I'll stay on 2 for this tutorial. I'm not sure if you can go 2.5. You can, I think. Nope. You can't. Okay, so it's either a value of 2 or 3 or whatever value you want. If you put it up all the way to 10, then, that's going to be... You can't see anything. So I'll stick with 2. If you wanted to have a movement, so to say, you can animate the evolution. But the Evil Dead titles don't do this, so I will stray away from that for now. We'll animate the border, and we'll bring it back down to about 200. If you've seen the film or the trailer, the title will show that the degradation has already started, so to say, and so I won't have it like all the way down here, but if you want to, you can bring it down to about 30 to have no degeneration, so to say, there. But I'll start, about 200. We'll go to about 6 seconds, and I'll put that up to around 350. And then for the remaining time, I will have a slow progression of up to about maybe 400. And the last keyframe, I'll put easy ease on. You can do that with the shortcut key of F9 or right click, keyframe assistant. easy ease. So this will just basically go out to its animation, and then the remaining time will slow down with the remaining degeneration. So already we're pretty much there. But if you want to create a background text, Control D for Windows to make another layer of text, bring it to the bottom, and what I'll do is put it, oh actually, I've not covered this myself, so this is new to me now at this stage. I was hoping to have some text behind the roughened edges that isn't affected. But I'll show you what I did for the other example, where I had a background text which was here. If I do this and then just use the selection tool and just put the down arrow twice, and then we can turn the solo off, and you can see there's a sort of bevel, if you like. You can move it whatever direction you like, but I keep it there. But in my example, I didn't use that. But yes, that's relatively what you want to do. I added a texture of my own on top, and I just used the mask to give it a really sort of textured background. Obviously that's not necessary, you don't have to do that, because the actual titles are plain, but I wanted for my own sort of version to give it a bit of a sort of textured look. And what else you could do is go onto the text layer and go to generate ramp. Well, that'll do. And then you can change it to, obviously, if you just turn the ramp off, and then you can use the eyedropper tool to select the shade of red and do the same for the other one, but just change this one to be a little bit darker perhaps, and then that way you could see that sort of quite a nice gradient going on there. And then if you just turn the title action safe off, I don't really know why I have that on for this one, but you can see the changes that are happening. And also, if you wanted to create a scale adjustment, then all you have to do is, you don't have to worry about there being a problem, because you just turn the scale up, maybe about 115, and there won't be any loss in quality there, especially since the text is a text layer, and the solid has a filter applied to it, so you don't really see any loss of quality here. And that's pretty much it in terms of the tutorial. And if we just have a quick look at how that looks, then it's pretty similar to the final video. And so yeah, thank you very much for watching my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and whether or not I do any other tutorial, I do not know, but this was just one I thought I'd do because I thought it was quite useful and quite nice. So yeah, thank you for watching, take care, and goodbye.